Hey everyone, welcome to After Hours in Chinatown. My name is Faizy and our first guest is Edgil from Lighthouse Tattoo. And in our first episode, we're talking about everything from tattoos to the Sydney subcultures. Enjoy the show. What got you into it?
The first tattoo I ever saw, I was like 8 years old. It was like in a McDonald's.
On who?
It was on some bikey bloke.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. I was with my mum.
What was it?
If I remember, it was like a skeleton or Grim Reaper or something, a bloke's arm. And I thought it was cool as. I asked my mum what it was and she said that was for bad people.
Yeah,
that's
what Phil Evans would say.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, mad. And yeah, that's my introduction to tattooing. Introduction to tattoos. But tattooing wise,
Wait, but when did you start drawing it? Before tattooing?
Oh shit. So when I saw that bloke's arm, I used to get in trouble. My parents used to beat the shit out of me over this. I used to draw like dragons and shit on my arms and shit when I was like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd come home.
Like Pokemon dragons?
No, I thought they were dragons. They were probably more lizard-like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where do you think you even found dragons? Like what it looked like?
I lived in Campsie, so it was just like
dragons everywhere. Right?
Dragons everywhere, bro. There's all Chinese restaurants, Viet restaurants, and that. And then how I got into when I realized I could do it for a living. I was 14. And I went to a local news agency and borrowed a magazine. Didn't have a lot of money. Yeah, about 14.
You borrowed it.
Yeah.
You like put it in the back pocket type of thing.
Yeah. I didn't have enough. I didn't have a lot of money, so I was 14 and it was.
What magazine was it?
Was that tattoo? Not Tattoos Down Under. That happened after. It was just a tattoo on it. It was some girl in the front. It was like purple background, and I remember looking through that, being like, "Oh, people actually do this. You can actually do a lot." Do you remember this?
Nah.
No?
I remember the magazine.
Yeah, it's just a tattoo.
I don't know if I'm getting it mixed up with Tattoos Down Under.
Yeah.
But which one did Bugsy make?
That was Tattoos Down Under.
Yeah. But like, I don't even know when he started that.
I don't know. But that was the shit back in the day, magazines.
Yeah.
Remember?
That's how you
got in.
Get good.
Yeah, if you made it into a magazine, you made it. Not just being reposted by some page now on Instagram and stuff. It used to be like, if you were in a magazine, you were the shit. But yeah, I got into that, and then Uncle Alan, tattooer from Germany. I saw his stuff when I was, I don't know, circa 14, 16.
He's from Germany?
He's from Germany, yeah, Berlin. Oh. Circa 14, 16, I saw his stuff on MySpace. And I saw he was guest spotting in like Ink Rat in Japan and stuff. And I thought that was
what year is this? Let's just say.
I don't even know. 2004, 2006?
Shit.
Around that?
Because, I think I saw your stuff on MySpace.
Yeah.
But that must have been 2007.
Yeah.
2008 maybe.
Yeah, roughly.
Like,
Well,
I was probably in year 7 or 8, bro. Or maybe year 8.
Well, I was uploading shit. I was uploading shit when I was 15. 16, 15. I was drawing Tattoo Flash.
Maybe 15,
yeah.
And I was 13. I'm just trying to do the maths.
Yeah, I was drawing Tattoo Flash around that time.
Yeah, already. Because like you had sheets.
Yeah, I was.
You already had like
already.
Next photo, and it's like, I'm like, how does this guy already know what to draw?
I didn't, bro. I copied heaps. I just copied.
Did you use Sharpies and
I used pencils, bro. Okay. Pencils, and then
what about like Copics? That wasn't.
Nah. That was before Copics.
Because Copics were expensive.
Yeah,
they're still expensive, man. They just
they
just upped the price on all of us.
Yeah.
No one's using it anymore.
Yeah. I was using Faber-Castells, bro, and then I got into Caran d'Ache. Caran d'Ache is a good pencils, bro. But yeah, around that.
Derwent.
Derwent's a good, bro.
Yeah. Is it Faber-Castell or is it Faber-Castle? How do you even spell it, bro?
Castell.
Yeah, it's Castell. That's how everyone says it, but like I don't even know.
That's how it's spelt, bro.
I haven't seen it. I have. That's a lie.
How do you spell castle?
C-A-S-T-L-E. Wait, yeah.
And how's Castell spelled?
I have that.
C-A-S-T-E-L-L.
I don't remember. You got me with the K.
But yeah, I got into. That's when I figured out, and Miami Ink and shit. We're from that generation where Miami Ink was showing.
What was first, Miami Ink, and then LA Ink?
Yeah. And that was the shit back in the day. It was everybody gives it a bad rap saying it ruined tattooing, but to be honest, if you're gonna really be honest with yourself, that's probably the first introduction you had to it. Really,
to mainstream media.
100%. Yeah, like people say Army James ruined it. Bro, I think he introduced it to a lot of people. Honestly, like, and he's a great tattooer too.
I thought it was cool. He's a good persona.
Yeah, it's great.
And he did, like, the only thing he ruined was the fact that, you know, in the show that the client comes in, they want a piece. They're like, yeah, I want my sleeve done. And then it's like, it's the ad, and then they come back, and then
it's done.
It's done.
Yeah, it's like a full back piece, and it's done. Yeah.
Early on, I'm sure in your career as well, people would be like, yes, I want this piece. And you're like, all right, well, give me, like, in your head, like, give me a few days. And then they'll be like, so, like, are you finished yet? Like, like looking over the table.
It was like the people who would come in was like, what was that festival everyone went to? The Stereo. People would be like, I want to sleep for Stereo.
I'm still bulky for Stereo,
I want to sleep for Stereo, bro. Yeah. What do you mean? That's tomorrow. No.
What kind of sleeve did they want? Like black and grey?
You know, like
script
rosary,
on the arm here.
Yeah. That was how
that was like, that's how I started.
Yeah,
that's how I started.
Yeah. When did you get into it? You got into it way before me, bud.
No.
You got into tattooing before me.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think 2011, bro.
No, you were tattooing before that.
Nah, I promise. 2011, I started from home.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, I thought you started when I was like... Because I got into it when I was 19.
Yeah, me too. But, like, I was 19 at the time I started tattooing.
I was 21 already. I'd already been 2 years in my
But, like, bro, did I draw? Nah, I didn't. I just drew it on the skin.
Yeah.
With the Copics.
Yeah.
Got them at a discount price. And,
5 fingers or what?
Yeah. 6 fingers sometimes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro, fuck heaps of tattoos, man.
Yeah. But I remember specifically in high school, but I'd be drawing on myself and shit and drawing other people's tattoos already.
What, with ballpoint pen?
No, I was drawing people's tattoos. They were going in the
but
shops.
Like on the skin.
I was drawing with Faber-Castell pens.
With the
textures
K.
and shit. Yeah. But I remember I really wanted to be a tattooer. It's the only job I've ever had. You know that.
Yeah.
It's the only job I've ever had. So I remember being in careers advisors. Remember careers advisors? They were like, what do you want to be? And I was like, I got 2 things I want to be. I'm too dumb and too scared of the other. I wanted to be an astronaut and a tattooer. Yeah. That was it.
You were scared to be a tattooer.
Both of them. I'm scared and dumb to both of them. But yeah, that's what I wanted to be since young. Fucking here I am.
Since 8?
Since 8, 9. Oh, but I just wanted a tattoo. I didn't know you could do it for a living.
Yeah.
I thought it was a hobby.
I didn't even know if, like, I was like, how much do people even pay for that shit? You know what I mean?
Not much back then.
But I heard people made, like, not millions, but they were able to buy houses, cars. Like,
yeah, but that's why they can buy a house. I think, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But easily, I heard, like, you know, I don't even know how much they were charging, like $250 per
back then.
Oh, I don't know.
Fuck.
How much
That's
did tattoos
hectic.
cost? It's like how long's the stream?
Yeah, true that. Yeah. I remember the best.
You don't reckon it cost a lot
to get tattooed back then?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I wasn't around. I was still wearing fucking nappies and shit, bro.
Still wearing it, eh?
I still wear them now.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's the best time saver. You don't have to go to the toilet.
That's what we have to wear because we can't go to the toilet right now.
Yeah, but yeah, that's about then. Sorry, back to the question. About 8 is when I got introduced, and then when I was 14 and 16 is when I wanted to be a tattooer. And
then, okay, how did you go about it?
Bro, I went into shops. I was going into shops when I was 16. I went into that one in do you remember? Because from Campsie I moved to Wenny when I was 9.
Yep.
And I went into that. I can't remember the name. You had the tattooed baby on the Great Western Highway.
Oh, fuck, I know the name. Tattoo Nation.
Tattoo Nation. Yeah. I went into Tattoo Nation and gave my portfolio, and I was already drawing Flash then, and they were like, "Oh,
what year was this, bro?"
I was 15, 2005, 2006.
Fuck, that's heaps young.
Yeah, I went into there with thinking like, because I was going to leave school. I thought I was just going to leave school, and then they full took my portfolio.
And what? Didn't give it back.
That's how it was back then.
Yeah.
They just saw it was really good and they were like,
they're like, mad ideas. Do you mind if we just like borrow this for a bit?
And they just never got it back.
Like, we'll call you when we're done.
Yeah.
Still waiting, right?
Yeah. But that's how I went about. I went to Tattoo Temple in Parramatta, gave my portfolio there too. And then when I was 18, I went into a tattoo shop in Bondi with Corey Orman. Corey Orman took me a shop and gave my portfolio there too. And then
how old was Corey at the time?
I don't even know.
Is he older than you?
Yeah, I think he might be older than me. He was already tattooing then. Oh, he was already an apprentice. Because he apprenticed under Stevie.
Oh, hectic.
At,
and where was that? Bondi.
Kaleidoscope
in Bondi.
Yeah. And how I got my apprenticeship, pretty long-winded story, but I went to a party in the Shire, and Marty took me.
Yeah.
Marty took me to this party, bro.
Yeah.
And then fucking left me there. He was like, I'm going to go home, and I was already...
But why?
Because I was pissed. I was
No. Why did he leave you there?
Because he was like, I've got to go home. You can either come with me or keep going.
So he lived in the same area as you?
He lives in the same area. He lived down the road from me. We've never been... We've always lived like 10 minutes from each other, me and Marty, since we were young. But
till this day?
Till this day.
Yeah.
I live in the same building as him now. But, and then I was like, I still want to party and stuff. And then Luke Hudson, sorry, I should correct myself.
Yeah.
Luke Hudson. He's a tattooer now too. He was getting tattooed at Raven, where I did my when I did my apprenticeship at.
Getting tattooed there?
Yeah, he was getting tattooed.
Jay? No.
Nah, it wasn't Jamie. It was some other bloke we won't talk about. And he was like, you can come with me, but you just got to come to my appointment. And I was like, whatever. I wake up hungover as fuck, bro.
From that party?
And he's
Wait,
like,
where did you wake up? At the party?
And he's like, we gotta go. I'm late for my appointment. I'm like, fuck, bro. You know what I mean? And
So like, what time would this be?
This is 2009.
But like, let's say in the day.
8
8
in the morning.
a.m. How is that?
No, but we had to go back to Livo from the Shire.
Oh shit! Oh, how long? That doesn't take that long. 30 minutes max.
Yeah, I don't know, but he wanted to go early or whatever. And then we rock up. I'm in the waiting room, and I'm fucking hungover, man. I'm just sitting there like, bro, I'm gonna die. And then I could hear from the waiting room, old mate was being like, oh, he can draw. Luke was, and then 2 blokes came out to see me. And it was like, we heard you could draw, and I was like...
Wait, you were in the...
Waiting room.
2 blokes come from the back.
Yeah, and they're like, we heard you could draw, and I was like, I don't know if yes is the right answer right now. Then I was like...
You're like...
And then they were like, you can draw a rose.
What's
and
the
I was
right
like,
answer?
yeah, draw a rose. And they were like, draw a koi fish. Started it...
Wait, they just asked you to draw on the spot?
Yeah, just draw some stuff. And I was like, all right, sweet.
Were you at the counter? Or?
Yeah, I was at the counter. I was drawing. Then they were like, draw a koi fish, and then... You know how you start a koi fish, it looks like a dick?
Yeah, as always.
Always.
Yeah.
And then they were like, you taking the piss? I was like, nah, just give me a second, bro. I'm not taking the piss kind of thing. And then they were like, draw a Mother Mary. And I was like, bro, that's a hard one. So I just drew a woman in a hoodie, and they full fell for it.
They're like, fuck, that was hectic.
Oh, bro, it's hectic. And then they were like, give us your number. And I was like, no.
What, the vibes were off?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to. And they were like, no, we're going to check if we're going to give you a fucking job. Maybe we'll hit you up later.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, sweet, yeah. Okay, I'll give him my number. Actually, I got to correct myself. It was actually 2 women and 2 men, because the 2 women who owned the shop was Sue and Ange. Yeah. Great women. They're the people who got me in on it.
Yep.
So, got nothing but love for them. And then they called me about a week later and then offered me a job. That's how I got into my apprenticeship.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
How did you feel? Like, so you were 19?
I was 19.
At the time, and...
19. I was 19, bro.
That's young, man.
It's young. Straight out of school, pretty much. I was looking around.
Wait, so after high school, what did you do?
I was
hanging around?
I was going on tour and shit with a bunch of bands. I used
yeah.
to hang out with a bunch of the like hardcore and metal bands and stuff. So they used to take me on tour to do their merch. But
Oh yeah, so what people don't know was Edgil did a lot of things before, like not as a job, but just as a freelance, right?
I used to
So
design.
you did merch for bands. What bands would they have been?
I designed for mostly like metal and hardcore bands back in the day. So I designed for A Day to Remember, designed for Hawthorne Heights, Senses Fail.
Senses Fail.
Yeah. These are like I was contracted with I think it was Eulogy Records. They had
Were
like
these
a bunch of
designs
bands.
on MySpace as well?
Yeah. This is back
So
in
this
the
is
day.
what. So when I saw Edgil's MySpace, I was thinking like, fuck, this guy's got everything already done.
Nah,
like
bro.
merch, like Flash.
Full lost cunt, bro.
Yeah. But you had the right direction, right?
Yeah. I just knew I wanted to draw for a living,
Yeah.
but I didn't know if it was because at that point I was like, fuck, it might be graphic design, might be the future.
Wait, so what made you think graphic design? Because everyone was just doing it at the time, right?
I think because I already had the thing. Because I was learning Photoshop from, 14. I was still teaching myself. This is before tutorials and it was just late nights and
You just taught yourself
pressing buttons. Yeah. And I used to draw on a mouse pad, bro.
But like, how are the layers?
Fucking confusing. Still up.
Bro, your layers, I sussed that out the other day. It was crazy.
Bro, the last one
You just put it all like on the Procreate. You did a A1 on an A. No, my exhibition was A2.
A2. Yeah.
And then you did like, what is it? Maximum 20 layers.
It was 11, bro.
11
layers. Yeah.
And then you did it in 3, and then you didn't even duplicate it.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That comes with fucking time and not having a life.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, I was teaching myself all that shit, man. How I used to draw was like on a mouse pad, on a laptop.
Yeah.
So I'd be
like drawing with the
drawing with
mouse
my
pad.
finger. Yeah. So I used to do my designs and shit for a
On
while.
Apple?
No, I had a laptop, like some cheap laptop from Aldi. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. I'm not rich.
But, like,
I'm not rich.
How did you get the Photoshop on
I
there?
fucking.
I know how to.
You know the cracks. You know, back in the day, it used to be cracks, but
What, LimeWire?
yeah, it was LimeWire.
Oh shit, I got the wrong one. Oh, this is a video. What the hell? It's wrong.
Yeah. But it was before tutorials and shit, bro. It was hard. Yeah. But yeah, I don't even know where the fuck we're at in this conversation.
Bro,
but
remember Bebo?
Yeah, bro.
Like the whiteboard. Man, I used to draw. Like, I'd go on someone's page, and if it was someone like other graph person, I was like, nah, I'm doing one. And then I'd spend like 2 hours on it. Like that's ages, you know, when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And then click send, and it's like, oh fuck, the internet's not even on, bro. My mom's using the phone.
Well, my mom's gonna call someone.
Some shit like that. Like,
yeah. It was different, bro. It was different.
that shit was mad. How would you say the industry was like then compared to now?
Well, we got into tattooing before licensing. We were the last generation that tattooed.
I think licensing came 2012.
Yeah, so we were the last ones, right? So it was still.
It was like Wild West.
It was the Wild West,
yeah,
bro. It used
still
to be
cowboys and
bro. Yeah,
and all that.
It was still scary.
Yeah,
It was still scary. A lot of people would
every day, like you'd think like, fuck, what's gonna happen at work?
Yeah, bro. I was in Livo, man. Like the street that I worked on, Railway Street, was next to. I had a hock shop, like a bunch of hock shops. There was the pub behind us, which was like one of the like real violent pub and a metho clinic, and all across the road from all these beautiful establishments was a fucking primary school.
Wait, where's this?
Railway Street.
In Livo.
Yeah. Yeah, next to Johnny's Kebabs.
What's the charcoal chicken shop there?
Johnny's Kebabs.
Was it?
Oh no, El Baraka.
Yeah, because
El Baraka
Windle
down
took me
the
there
street.
actually.
Yeah, that was the shit, bro.
Yeah.
You'd watch them like fucking. They'd say they had a secret ingredient, but they were just using a hair dryer on the
off.
chickens, bro.
Fuck, chicken was good there.
Chicken there was good,
And
bro.
that's like one of the first place people tried. Well, like
Besides El Jana.
besides El Jana, it was
Yeah.
like if you were local there, that would be the.
Well, that was
first place.
before El Jana was
Was a
big,
thing, yeah.
bro. It was before it was big.
Because El Jana was
Granville.
Granville, and then there was another one, Awafi.
Yeah.
Was it Awafi?
Awafi,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, those good times.
Good times, bro. Yeah. But tattooing is different, man. It was completely different. The people you had to deal with, like if you think about the people who get tattooed now and the people who used to get tattooed, they're two different things.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like the people that used to get tattooed don't even get tattooed anymore.
No, they don't get tattooed anymore. It's a different audience, so therefore the industry is different. Like people who get tattooed now are influencers, young people, you know, like midlife crisis.
Young people like ourselves.
Pretty young, bro.
Yeah.
Pretty young.
What like tasks did you have to do as an apprentice?
Everything. I didn't sit down, bro. I didn't have a chair at the front counter.
Drawing and painting was not allowed.
No.
You have to do every single task.
No.
And then you do that shit at home. No one even asks what you're doing.
There was a thing where they used to, if I was to, when I started tattooing, they would still do this thing where they would actually go around the shop and check if there was any dust.
Yeah.
And if they'd hang their finger like this. If there's any dust, couldn't tattoo that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my customer would be waiting at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the tasks I had to do a lot of cleaning. I got good at
So
mopping, bro.
from the like as soon as what time you have to come to the shop?
I used to get to the shop. It would open at 10. This is my first job, so I didn't have good work ethic.
Yeah.
Jay's the one who taught me that.
Yeah.
Jay Smith. He's
Yeah.
the one. My one of my mentors. He's the one who taught me good work ethic, bro.
Thank you, Jay Smith.
Thank you, Jay. He's the man, bro. He lives in England now, but I owe that man fucking everything, really. But he taught me good work ethic. But I used to try to get the shop at 9. We wouldn't open till 10. I'd set everyone's bays up. I'd mop and vacuum, and then I would sit at the front counter. Oh, not sit. I'd stand.
Wait, so you'd enter, mop, and vacuum,
Vacuum and mop.
What
and
about,
set
but
up.
like, did they make you sweep and then vacuum, or like the sweep?
No, sweeping vacuum,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah. It's not a Wallis, you know what I mean? But I'd do that twice a day. And
Shit.
yeah.
Oh, morning
night.
and then after everyone's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. After
And
the
then-
last person leaves,
Yeah.
and then you do the mopping and you have to dust all that shit again.
Th-
And then
that's- I knew.
tubes.
Tubes. This is back
Fuck.
in the day.
How
before
many
thing.
tubes did you have to do? Like
lot, bro.
first.
A lot, and they would inspect every one of them.
What were the best tubes that you had to clean?
None
None.
of them were good, bro.
So Ron Garsuda, Ron Stoppable, he had the Mickey Sharps tubes,
Yeah.
and then we had to use that toothpick
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and then like because he'd use like 5RL or 3RL, that shit was
You
the
had to
best,
put
like
that-
forwards and then backwards,
Yeah.
and
You have to see that shit. You have to get in there like that.
and then
yeah.
like I remember as an apprentice, you'd autoclave. I don't know how you
Yeah.
properly say it. After all these years, anyways, you do that. You chuck it in the machine, and then they're about to use it. They like test it in the paper towel,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's got black on it. You got to
And they
clean
gotta
that
do
shit
it
again.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as available as it was now. Like, if let's just say the tube. Oh, sorry, the shop only had five RLs
Yes.
because
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
only
yeah.
expecting maybe 5 lining tattoos
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, whatever it was at the time, what needle liner you'd use.
Yeah.
If that shit wasn't clean, you didn't clean it the night before, you're fucked.
You're fucked, bro.
Yeah, because the client's just waiting there.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no tomorrow. It has to
No,
be done
yeah.
today,
And it's like an hour. It's like an hour cycle.
at least.
Yeah. They used to do that at conventions, bro.
What?
Tattoo conventions. They used to have autoclaves and shit there.
Yeah. Oh no, no.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. They used to have autoclaves.
Did they?
And then you
You have to write your name at the back
Yeah,
or
you
some
have
shit.
to fucking. You'd be like, all right, just come back in an hour. Because you
Fuck.
forgot. Yeah.
What was the first convention you went to?
It was before I tattooed. It was the first official Australia tattoo convention.
When
I
was
went
that?
with Windle
In Homebush?
in Homebush.
Bro, the Homebush ones were mad.
They were mad, bro. But that was before. That was because that used to be intense. Because that was before the
The
laws kicked in. The bikie
for
laws
the-
kicked in.
So before you were allowed to wear
You were allowed
patches,
to wear
right?
patches and walk around.
And at this convention, you just see different groups just walking. You're like, oh shit, I don't want to go in that aisle.
Bro,
I'll just
there
walk
used
into
there
this
used to-
aisle.
There
Like,
used to be intersections, and there'd
Yeah.
there'd be like punch-ons and shit
Yeah.
in those intersections.
and then so there'd be bikers, like other kinds of gangsters, and coppers just following them. Mad bikes parked at the front, best cars,
Yeah,
hot rods,
yeah,
and like just heaps of naked girls around.
yeah. There was a lot of those actually.
Yeah.
yeah. It was a different.
Like even body painting was a thing. Like,
body painting. Remember that bloke who used to do
with the blood.
the blood painting?
Yeah. Wait, how
What
did
was
he
his
do
name?
it? He just like boom jab it? Nah, I don't know how he did it, man.
Bruh.
He'd have to have done it from there,
Rev.
actually.
Rev?
Something like
I
that.
can't remember, but that bloke, bro, because he used to work in Kasula.
Yeah, it's like livers.
Yeah.
oh,
He used to work near the Kasula
yeah.
tanks, the
Yeah,
liver walls.
actually,
Yeah.
you're right.
He used to work around there, and he used to do.
That brings back memories, man.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guy with the
Kasula
blood.
tanks.
Is he still doing that?
I don't know, bro. I don't know if he's
Yeah.
still tattooing, but that was back in the day. But yeah, the conventions were so different. It's not
Alright.
like now how it seems everything's really
Because I think, like with Instagram, you've kind of almost seen everything. You don't even really need to go to like see how a tattoo is done. Like back in the day, to see how a tattoo is done, you either go to a shop or the convention.
well, tattoos were never seen. Tattoos were never meant to be seen on a screen this small.
Yeah.
They're not. You can't see a back piece on that. That's why it was in a magazine. or if in real life. So when you saw it like that, you're like, oh, you can see a little bit more, but in real life is the best way.
Yeah.
And from afar. You know what I mean? When you see a bodysuit from afar, you're like, oh shit, I can read that from
you
here.
can tell what it is.
Yeah, I can read that from here. That's the secret, right? That's why a lot of these people who get these smaller tattoos is tattooing isn't in mind when these tattoos are being made.
And then they regret it when it's so small. And then
They
they blur it. And
they
it's blurs,
fall
falls
fade.
out, and then they have to get it covered with what should have been on there.
Or should have been on there
Yeah.
from the get-go, yeah. But
Most of the time.
yeah. But that's the thing. What you were saying, like, that's where you, the fact that we can see what Chris O'Donnell does in New York now, the fact that we can see what Valerie Vargas in England's doing now, the fact we can see what Gregeltron's doing now,
Yeah.
when before that used to be like a secret. You could only see it in magazines if they let you be in the magazine. If they would allow that thing to be
Man,
in
it'll
the
be
magazine.
mad to be in the magazine, bro.
Yeah, I still think it's like that's still like one of my top
missing,
things to do, to be in the magazine.
Is there any magazines on? Like, nah, there isn't. Not,
really, bro.
not Australian ones.
No. There's you have like people who like DIY magazines now, but
What, like zines?
yeah, they just make zines and the hit thing, but it's not a thing anymore. Unfortunately, I wish it was, because that I think is probably the best way to see a tattoo besides real life. It shouldn't be on a screen, man. Like, you know.
But I don't know.
I see your tattoos in real life, and I'm like, oh, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
There it is. Then I see it on Instagram, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck? You know what I mean? That's why because I work at Lighthouse and I work with Alex and Ryan, bodysuits every day,
Yeah.
right? So I see their stuff in real life, and I'm like, oh, fucking hell, that's mad. I can read super strong.
Yeah.
Then you see it on Instagram because you're seeing it from the lens as well. And some of these people don't know how to take photos and shit. They're getting better, but you know what I mean? They're not. That's not from
It's
your
different,
eyes.
yeah.
It's different.
So when you were at when you first went to the tattoo conventions, what did you find like interesting or like?
People were still drawing in books, bro. I remember seeing Dean
Like sketchbooks
Sacred.
and shit?
Yeah, Dean Sacred was sitting at a thing and he was drawing a spider. I will never forget that. He was drawing a spider and I was watching him draw that spider, and then I was like learning how to draw spiders from that.
How do you do it?
It's like I can't explain it, but I can draw it. I can pretty much draw a spider because of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm talking about like the Japanese ones, not these
Not these little
red back
scrawny
fucking
ones.
little daddy long legs that people are getting tattooed on. You know what I mean?
So we can't do red back daddy long legs.
But like he was drawing it, and that's how you learnt a lot of it. You watched a lot of these people draw in sketchbooks.
Yeah.
Still, because this was before iPads. So that's what I noticed the most.
Man, iPads are still hard for me to get used to. But
Yeah.
bro, you've only recently, mind you, Edgil's only gotten on the iPad like 2 or 3 years ago max.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, but honestly, max. He
Yeah.
he was always just using the computer, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked it up pretty quick because I got that background though.
Yeah,
So
for
I was
sure.
like, all right, I can do this. But I really want to get back into real life shit.
What challenges did you have in your apprenticeship?
Bro, honestly, my apprenticeship was, in comparison to some other ones I heard, like Jamie's one.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Jamie was also, you know, just to circle back a little bit.
So
like
Jamie works at Hunter and Fox
Jamie
with
owns Hunter
Stevie,
Fox. Yeah, and
Harley, and
Harley,
who else? Johnny,
Sean,
Sean,
Johnny.
Yep.
Yeah. Jamie was actually, I'm pretty sure one of the reasons I got the apprenticeship there, because he brought me up. I was like, oh, I've seen him before or
hectic.
whatever. So Jamie,
Because he was in the same into the same music and stuff.
Yes, yeah. And Jamie actually was my first mentor until he left to go to Hunter and Fox.
Okay, yep.
And I ended up staying, and Jay took me on.
Yeah, hectic.
But Jamie's apprenticeship compared to mine, and he wasn't even that long before me, was next level. Like hearing the shit that he had to go through, I was like, oh man, my apprenticeship's sweet. So challenges wise, it's how you deal with them. If you think they're a challenge, they're going to be a challenge. But if you just do them, put your head down, it's not really that much of a challenge, really.
I think with the apprentices now, it's like the people before you did it, bro. Like they're human.
It's like parenthood, bro.
Yeah.
There's 8 billion people on this planet, which
Yeah.
means there was 16 billion parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People have done it.
Damn, son.
You can do it too.
Yeah.
You can do it. Apprenticeships, at the same time, I don't think that you should mistreat apprentices.
Nah, for sure.
No way. I think no one should have to go through something that fucking is derogatory or traumatizing.
yeah.
No, man. You want them to look back fondly, even though in the time it was shit. You know, I look back at my apprenticeship and be like, bro. You know, I remember I had to chase 5 blokes down the street because remember back in the day they used to have the flags, the piecing flags.
Wait, what?
Remember at the front of the shops they used to have a flag that would be like, we do piecings here.
I've never seen that.
Thing they had that, and then these 5 blokes took it, and then
so there's a piece. It says piecing, and is there another one that says tattoo?
Thing. No, it was just saying like piecings, and then these 5 people took it, and then the people were like, go get it back.
Yep.
That was traumatizing. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I got it back.
Well, how'd you get it? Like,
I don't know. But anyway, I got it back.
It just had to be done.
Yeah, but then
it
was things like that was like, those were certain challenges. It was mainly what I had to do outside of the apprenticeship that was like more challenging than the actual apprenticeship.
So where did you live when you?
I lived in Wenny. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was lucky. I still live with my parents.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Some people are doing apprenticeships.
I thought you moved to
Glebe.
Glebe already.
Yeah. I lived in Glebe 2 or 3 years into my apprenticeship. Yeah, I did 4 all up. But 2 or 3 years in, I moved in with Windle. But at the beginning, I was still living with my parents, so I'm lucky. You know what I mean? Like, there's some people who are doing apprenticeships now, like, you know, no one's living at home. Poor bastard. You know what I mean? That's hard. That's a hard apprenticeship. So yeah, I don't think it's the challenges that you meet are the ones that you have to do outside of your apprenticeship, because you know, it's not like a normal job. It doesn't end when you get home.
Nah.
Your apprenticeship doesn't end because
I still call my apprentices.
Yeah, that cunt's gonna call you up at fucking 9 and be like, "Hey, bro, I forgot my keys."
Bro. I'm just sending them like memes and shit.
Yeah.
I send them reels, everything.
Yeah. That's
unfortunately, sorry guys.
That's
how
I'm
a fun guy.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't really say it was that as challenging as it sounds. It was all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what are your favorite things to tattoo?
Oh shit. Anything. I love tattooing, bro. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
I like tattooing. Like, it's not about. I think Chad Copeland said it in an interview where he said, on last. Do you remember Last Sparrow Tattoo?
Nah.
It was it's like
a
blog.
Yeah?
Back in the day, it was a tattoo blog back in the day, and he did an interview with Chad Copeland, and he said it's not about what you're doing, it's the fact that you're doing this. You know what I mean? The fact that you're tattooing is what's cool. It doesn't matter what you're tattooing. Yeah. That's the fucking.
Man,
that's
how
the
you
shit.
comfy, bro?
How am I comfy, bro? I got a bad back. Yeah, I feel like fucking. I got a hunchback, but yeah, it's. I like tattooing everything. I like tattooing anything. I don't give a fuck what it is. But style wise, if I focus on anything specifically, it's mainly Japanese.
Yep. And that was a transition from what you focused on more so before.
I was focused on, when I got into tattooing, I was focused on traditional and neo-trad.
Yep.
But that's because Aussie Japanese wasn't a thing yet.
Nah.
You know, the introduction of Aussie Japanese is like cool now because of like people like Dutchy and stuff like that, right? When they were doing like Blue Waves and Blue Water. That didn't appeal to me at all. Yeah. Because I didn't really see Japanese tattooing. Before, I think I got introduced to Japanese tattooing from Shige, Yellow Blaze.
Yeah, oh really?
That's when I saw tattooing.
That's when you're like, fuck, Japanese tattooing is sick.
Japanese tattooing. That was during my apprenticeship.
Yeah, Shige had a big impact.
He was amazing.
What, 20,
amazing
maybe, I don't know what you, like,
but
for me, it was like, I first saw his stuff at 2012 and I was like, fuck, I want to be that guy, man.
Yeah,
so
fucking nice, bro. Yeah. And Tim Hendricks, Army James, all those guys from those Chris Gava, they were doing Japanese tattooing. That was fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know? But again, during my apprenticeship, I didn't focus on anything except my shop. And we had nothing except Cherry Creek. You know what I mean?
Flash,
that was the shit, bro. I drew so much of that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But Japanese tattooing is what I mainly focus on with just like you, Sydney twist. We try to do it, but yeah.
Wait, so let's get to the bottom of this. The Sydney style tattooing that we do.
Yeah.
How did it start?
You. I say that all the time.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, like, look, our clients have been like, Edgil's clients would tell me like, hey, Edgil started it, bro. Like, he's my mate. And no, but you know, I was trying to think. I think the first tattoo, because someone actually told me this. They're like, nah, Dicer started it.
From
But-
the States?
No.
Who?
Rodney Dicer.
I don't know him.
Yeah, you would have met him.
Okay.
He worked at Infamous.
Okay.
Wait, was it Infamous? I can't remember. Anyways, I saw him do a frog wearing TN's gabbering,
Okay, yeah.
but I can't remember which was first.
Well, even before that, even before us, Johnny Evans did the Panther with the
I
bum
remember
bag.
that. But
And the
remember
tiger
at
with the
Skin Deep there was that Donnie did it or something? No, it was just that Adley wearing...
Oh yeah.
What was-
Who
I
did
don't
it?
know the name,
it
bro.
was,
It was something like that.
It was
some
in
name
the,
like that.
It was the brick wall.
The
The brick
brick
wall in the back,
wall.
and he had the green bag.
Yes.
Yeah, but that wasn't really Sydney style, though, was it?
Nah, because he was from Melbourne.
Yeah,
But
again,
that style is a Sydney thing.
yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is like people who claim shit. You can't claim nothing, man. You can't. Like the whole Sydney style tattooing stuff. We just do it more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
think,
But I
think that's what it
remember-
is. We just had the people to do it on.
Yeah. But I remember when you started doing it. I full remember it. There was a flash sheet where it said Feezy World, and it was a geisha with a shotgun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I
like that
remember
one.
that
Yeah,
one,
that
and
was
it was the frog sitting behind the beamer with
Yeah.
the knife.
Yeah.
I remember that because I remember coming up. We used to work together at
Yeah.
Skin Deep, and I remember coming up to you and being like, "Oh, bro, that's
No,
mad."
but because before that flash
Mm.
was created, I remember you were already doing the shoes
Yeah.
on the animals,
Mm-hmm.
like the remix, right?
Yeah.
And then you were like I remember one time we were just having we were out front.
Yeah.
And then you were like, bro, I think shoes don't belong on tattoos, so I'm just gonna mix it up with the animal. And
Yeah.
whatever. And then I was like thinking like, how can I make the tattoo have shoes?
Yeah.
But so it would just be like the Japanese characters
Yeah.
dressed like us.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. I remember another thing as well is I did that waffle head, the TN waffle head.
Bro, that killed me, bro. I was
did
like,
it-
fuck, I didn't think about that first.
I did the TN waffle
The junk
head.
waffle.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I think I can do this. And then that's when we started kind of
And
elaborating.
then we were just
shit.
like going back and
We
forth.
were going back and
bro.
forth, yeah.
I was mad.
But
That
there
a
was
good
so many
time.
people who would tell me, "Oh, Feezy started." I'm like, okay.
Oh, what? No, bro. Like it was like your fans versus my fans, or like clients.
Yeah.
They're like against each other, and she was mad.
And it was funny. Remember that time when we were kicking back and then somebody was messaging you, and I think someone was messaging me, and we sent them a photo of us sitting together. I'm like, bro, we're mates. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
bro. Like we're actually
We're actually
mates. I'm not like
he's like Feezy is actually in my circle, like in my best friend circle. Like, what are you talking about?
yeah.
But yeah, no.
What's your favorite tattoo memory? Oh, what's that mean?
Skin Deep, bro.
Skin Deep was a good
Skin
time.
Deep is my favorite to this day. Favorite tattoo memory. The 4 years I worked there, that was anything that happened during that time was
That was a good time, man.
best time, bro. It was such a good
Kiefer
time. Kiefer and Tyson, bro. They're you know
Yeah.
they're the
boys.
they're the boys for
Yeah.
sure. To this day, for me, like they're just like they. Nothing bad to say about them. I love.
They
those
helped
boys
me
so
start
much.
not giving a fuck.
Yeah, fucking
And
up.
then I really didn't give a fuck after that. Like, for real, I was like, nah, I don't give a fuck anymore,
Yeah,
bro.
but that was like Skin Deep is the last institution in tattooing. Remember, like the fact that the floor was still white,
Yeah.
and they didn't try to cover it up
Yeah,
by
yeah,
doing. It's
yeah.
different now. They put like polished
Yeah.
cement and shit, but like back then it was like tiles and shit, and you
Yeah.
see the grittiness.
Yeah.
But bro,
That was a
any
real- that
memory
shop
there,
was
bro.
real.
That shop
That was
was
like a
real, bro.
real shop.
Yeah, exposed wires.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People were
Yeah.
coming in at midnight.
Yeah, midnight, bro. Like we'd leave at 3, bro.
Yeah, we would go to
Because
Korean barbecue.
We would that was the
Afterwards,
best.
bro. Afterwards, we'd leave at like 2:30.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then we'd start
see
it all
her
again the
showed
next
us to cook the kimchi on the thing as well.
Yeah. We Skin Deep, bro. But the things that happened there, some of the funniest, scariest,
Man, that was a
funnest
good
shit
time.
I've ever been through.
Best parties too.
Best parties, man. Best parties.
Yeah.
They know how to have a good time.
I remember
Those
the
boys.
first Christmas party. You weren't working at that shop
Mm.
yet, the first Christmas party for Skin Deep, they were like, all right, we got to wear like semi-formal or formal stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, all right, I'll get the suit out from like Asics or some shit. Or I don't know, maybe I had a suit after, I can't remember. And then it
Probably
was like,
did, bro. For court and shit.
yeah,
You probably
yeah. Oh yeah, I did have for court.
Yeah.
For some
Yeah,
random thing. So it was in Darling Harbour at that Braza place.
Oh, the meat joint.
Yeah, so it was like they're like meet at 11 or 10:30, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, it's not even lunchtime, like, because like at that time was like, okay, 12 o'clock is lunch.
Yeah.
Like I followed the rules and shit back in the day.
Yeah.
Or like what I thought was right. No one cares anymore.
No.
But anyways, I'm wearing like a button up, black pants and like leather shoes and shit. And Kiefer's like, so what do you want to drink? I'm like, nah, maybe just like an orange juice or something. And he's like, yeah, all right.
Bro, what are you talking about?
So one Corona. I'm like, all right, fuck it, whatever.
You think I'm a grog?
It's 11. I was like, yeah. I was like, nah, I don't even want that orange juice, bro. Whatever, fuck that. Anyways, the lady picks like, there's like, we have 10 on the team or maybe like 12, 15 people there. First order was like all beers and drinks, and then this lady, I swear it was like her first shift, has all the drinks in a tray. She's walking over, she's like, all right, so the Corona for you, and all the drinks just drop on me, bro, like first thing in the morning. And I'm just like, Kiefer, I'm like, are we gonna let this girl get away with it? And he's like, bro, like, let her go, bro.
Yeah, let it
like,
go, bro. You
just-
gotta let it go.
she's-
You gotta
it's
let
hard.
shit go.
I haven't.
You gotta let shit go.
Nah.
I've known you for too long. This is the thing I always tell you. Let shit go.
Fine. I'm letting it go today. Tomorrow, a different story. But
When I'm not around.
man, my shirt was soaking. My undies. You know how wet you are when your undies are soaking. All right. So, anyways, this is at 11 o'clock in the morning. Boom. Next thing I know, like life just flashed forward, and it was like midnight, and I'm like, fuck, bro, my clothes are so sticky, man. Like, we're partying at Chinese Laundry or some shit, and then we go back to the shop, and then the whole time I'm like, hey Tyson, I got an appointment tomorrow to get tattooed by Yoshio. Do my back piece, bro. and then like I slept in the office, went to the appointment. There was no showers and shit there, so like
Yeah.
my clothes are still wet. Oh no, not wet. They're like dry now. But
You still stunk.
I smell
You
like
stunk, bro.
shit,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
We partied all night. Slept in the office. Went to get tattooed by Yoshio at Hibernia at the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, I lied down, and then he's like, something smells, bro. He's like, something smells, and I'm like, he's like, big night. I'm like, a little bit. He's like, and then I'm still wearing the same clothes.
You're still in a suit and shit,
bro.
bro.
Like, why are you in a suit, man? Anyways,
Fuck,
I
bro.
got through that one.
Yeah,
But yeah,
bro. I remember one specific memory of Skin Deep, bro. Sam was tattooing this bloke. He was doing like some Joker girl on his.
Sam's the funniest person
Sam,
ever.
the tattoo man, is the funniest person you'll ever meet in your life. He's so fast, bro. But he was tattooing a Joker lady on some girl, bro. Oh, on some bloke. Sorry, on some bloke.
Story. Yeah.
And the bloke,
Not this story, but
the bloke went to the toilet because he'd shit his pants.
Wait, was this when I was already gone?
You were gone
Yeah,
at
I
this
was gone.
point.
Yeah.
He shit his pants, bro. And
He
shit
tattooed
his-
a Joker lady on the dude's leg.
His leg, and he shit
Yeah.
his pants. He went to the toilet, and you know the bathrooms at Skin Deep, they're graded.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
the windows,
Oh,
they're graded, right?
He tried to chuck it
Bro,
out the
the
window.
bloke took his undies off and tried to throw it through the window. It's gone everywhere because it's bounced back.
Oh, cuz.
I was like, oh fuck. Anyway, he's just come back to get tattooed or whatever.
Who was the apprentice?
It was just Will.
Oh,
Will was
fuck.
there, bro. And then
Spewing.
Tyson's come out of nowhere. like half an hour, and he's like, "Who shit the fucking undies?"
So
They tried to throw
wait,
it.
so wait, did you know he did that?
No, we
when he
didn't know
came
this.
back?
And we were like, who shit themselves?
But what did he say?
He's quiet, bro. Quiet. He's like, no, it
he's
wasn't
like
me.
lip
And
syncing
then,
and shit.
you know, the surveillance and shit. So Tyson's come out and it's like, you got one chance, bro. Just, did you do it or not? And he's like, yeah. Bro, but the funniest thing
why
is,
did he do that,
bro,
man?
because he was embarrassed. He was
shat his
embarrassed, bro. It
pants?
was, fuck, I shit his pants. That sucks. But like, the thing is like, you know, when someone shits their pants in the shop, there's always a cleaning fee.
Fuck.
We all know that, right? Anyway, his mates, he's like, call your mate, Because he said, I don't have enough money to pay for cleaning fees. So, well, you got to get the money, whatever. Call your mate, whatever. You know?
You gotta get the fucking money out, Jay.
Allegedly, you know? Anyway, his mates come in. I'm sitting there playing the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And his mate's sitting in, and he's, I'm here, whatever. And we're playing, and he's like, do you have any free time? And I was like, yeah, bro, what do you want? And he's like, I just want like letters. I was like, yeah, sweet. It's like $300. He's like, yeah, mad. Bro, the bloke spent the cleaning fee getting tattooed by me.
Bullshit. So wait, what do you mean, bro?
So the bloke was like, bro, do you have the thing? And he's like, oh, bro, I spent it getting tattooed by this guy.
As if he didn't fucking
Bro,
have it on
he
his
definitely
mind,
knew.
the crazy cunt.
And then he was like, oh, bro, I got to get the money.
Were these young boys?
They were young boys. But the funniest thing is, do you remember the...
No, did he?
Do you remember the bloke, a week later, do you remember the bloke who tried to break into the brothel, but he accidentally broke into the bloke's house and he had a chainsaw?
No.
And there's like footage of this
Chainsaw?
bloke. This bloke it was on the middle of the street in Redfern, just pulling his chainsaw. It was the guy that Sam tattooed. That shit his pants.
Oh,
that was
wait,
him.
so Sam tattooed the guy.
Sam tattooed the guy, and then
That's fucking
he was
funny,
he was
You know what?
the week after.
I remember Sam tattooed this girl wanted a walk-in right late at night, maybe 11 or
Is this chick who
12.
was trying to pay with ID?
Nah, I don't know about that one.
No.
But she was like, I want to get an apple tattooed on my bum because it reminds me of. And then we're like, who does it remind you of? And she's like, my dad. We're like, what the fuck?
That's weird, bro.
Whatever. Anyways, he's doing the tattoo, right?
Mm.
And then, and then he's like joking, like, don't fart on me. And he's like tattooing that. And then, boom, he's like, it's like a little sound. And he's like, bullshit, you farted on me? And then she's like, sorry, I'm just so nervous.
Bro, that gun has some rules too, bro. You
So
don't fart,
fucking
you don't
funny.
chew gum with him.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's got a weird thing.
What do you mean?
Is it farting?
He doesn't chew gum
Yeah,
when
but
you're
it's
farting around
it's-
him?
No, he's got rules. That he's like, oh, if someone farts, burping. Sorry, burping.
Yeah.
If you're getting tattooed by him and you burp and you fart, burp and fart at the same
Yeah.
time, even worse, he'll fool us by nah, latest.
Fuck, he's scarred.
It's gross.
Damn, son. Yeah.
Sam's the man, bro.
Yeah, he's
Love that
funny
guy.
as. What's the most hated thing to tattoo?
Nothing, bro. Not one of
Nothing.
those guys.
Look,
Not one
a
of
lot
those
of
guys.
people have asked me,
Yeah.
what's the craziest thing I've had to tattoo?
Yeah.
Bro, everything is crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I don't. You know those people who are like, oh, I don't want to do dream catchers. I don't want to do fucking lions. I don't want to. Bro, just do it. Just tattoo.
or
Who
someone
cares?
else is gonna do it.
Who cares? You should be fucking grateful you get to do that.
Yeah.
There's some other people who just. I really hate that attitude, bro. Like, I don't hate I tattoo anything. If there's anything I can't do, it's not hated. I can't tattoo portraits. I can't do realism. I can't do it.
I was just imagining you do it.
I've done a
What?
couple.
I
I've done
swear
a
you
couple.
can do it,
Yeah, I've
man.
done a couple, but there's so many other people who will do it better than me.
Yeah. Look,
So why should I
the
do it?
thing is, doing a family member's,
Nah, it's too much,
that's
bro.
too hard because it's too personal.
Also, bro, I have
Babies,
this huge
bro.
thing. I have this huge
No.
thing where it's like
It's hard.
tattooing an ugly person. I'm not trying to say nothing bad about deceased people, but like when you have to tattoo an ugly person,
What, like the person is ugly and then you tattoo them?
yeah, no,
Or-
no.
or the actual
the portrait that you have to do,
portrait, yeah.
and their eyes are all fucked up and shit, and you're like, bro, I gotta fix this.
Oh,
You know, it's not a dream photo, but they remember that person. That it's their loved one. You know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful
like-
about their loved one, but you try to adjust naturally. You try to adjust things like, oh, your
put a
eyes are a
sparkle
bit
in their
fucking
eye and
low.
shit, yeah.
I want to put it up a bit, but it's what they look
Completely
like.
different person.
That's the hardest part I feel about portraits. That's why when people do a portrait and it's like super reminiscent of the loved one, I'm like, good for you, bro. That's mad. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Bro, I've seen some impressive,
It's fucking earth, man.
even with like a three-liner, I don't know.
Well, a three-liner like
Portrait, like they shaded it and
Yeah,
shit.
it's incredible. There's a lot of people doing three-liner shading now.
Bro, that's nuts.
Even Japanese now.
Yeah, I've seen,
Is that bloke in China or some shit?
fuck, I don't know,
I
bro.
don't know. There's a bunch of there, but like they do all the background in
Oh,
three.
I know the one.
You know what I'm talking
and
about?
he like colors
Everything,
every
bro.
single thing.
Amazing,
in the three.
incredible. But yeah, no, I don't hate anything, bro. I'll do your fucking script on your wrist. I'll do whatever. I'm not above that.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not cooler than. You know, some people some tattooers, bro. It is. Yeah, I'm talking to yous.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some of yous that are just fucking like you think you're curing world hunger and shit. You're
changing the world and shit.
Tim Hendricks said, "You're a glorified plumber." That's it.
That's pretty good.
You're a glorified plumber. People think don't believe your own hype about it.
Nah,
you're
not better than anyone
You're a
else.
service provider. You know, Alex always tells me that.
We're like tradies.
We're tradies, bro. We do what you want. Yeah, you want that tattoo? Sweet. If I can do it to my best ability, I will.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So how did you? So Edgil had a recent collab with Asics.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go, and how did that come about?
Bro, they emailed me. They hit me up. This bloke named Zach Davies from he grew up. I think he grew up in Penrith, but he works for Asics, and he emailed me, bro. When they hit me up, they asked for my number and shit, and I full thought it was like a scam email, bro. No, it was on email.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was a scam email.
Yeah.
Bro, there's no way Asics is hitting me up to do this shit. I didn't reply for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And then I found out that he's legit and was like, oh shit,
how'd you find out?
How did I find out? I think I just found out through someone that Zach was legit.
Because this shit's big to me. Like, I haven't seen anyone collaborate with. Well, have you? I don't. Oh, actually, I have.
Look,
but this is a different collaboration, because that's actually what. Like, you were tattooing. I mean, sorry, tattooing and making art. That's what they wanted.
Yeah. Well, I've been collecting shoes since I was young too. So
yeah.
I've been a big shoe guy for a long time, like a sneakerhead for a really long time. So they told me that I was the first tattooer to do a collaboration with
Asics?
a shoe company.
Yep.
Like,
Probably.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
Nah.
I don't know.
Mr. Cartoon.
Mr. Cartoon did with
the
Nike.
Cortez.
Yeah, the Cortezes. But I think with
and the Air
Asics,
Forces,
with Asics, I think I was the first tattooer to collab with them, which is mad. But then that's how it came about.
Like,
they emailed
so
me.
this is what's crazy. It's like there's Mr. Cartoon that's done a collaboration, and there's Edgil. I can't think of anyone else. Maybe there has to be someone.
I hope so. Because fuck, if they asked me to do it, there's heaps of other people who can do it as well. But yeah, no, I just that's how it came about. I've been drawing shoes, collecting shoes for a long time as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how it came about.
So, did you dream of designing shoes when you were younger?
Right. Of course.
Yeah,
I think everyone did though.
Dude, I thought I was gonna be a shoe designer.
Yeah. Back in the day
just
when
draw my own like
Yeah.
Air Forces and then like Air Maxes.
I remember watching a documentary called Just for Kicks, 2008.
Yeah.
I want to say, and that was where I realized that people did collabs. I didn't realize that Michael Jordan was a collaboration
With Nike.
I didn't know that. You know what I mean? And then the fact that they boomed it up that way, and then the Carters, Reebok Carters, Jay-Z.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know,
the S-dots.
they that was a collaboration. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, and so I was like, oh shit, you know, that's
G-Unit.
G-Unit as well, 50 Cent.
Fuck,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. But yeah, Just for Kicks is a documentary that most people
How
don't
old
even
is
realize.
that? Is that
long time ago? Yeah, I watched it when I was 18, 17. Long time.
Just for Kick? I feel like
So it's a documentary
must
a lot
have
of people
seen
don't
it.
know. A lot of people don't know that one.
Yeah.
If you can, go watch it. I don't think it's on YouTube. You got to find it in like a weird portal of some sort. But yeah, I had the DVD. Yeah, that was the documentary that really kicked off that type of shoe shit. But I was collecting back in the day before that. You know, like I didn't have, you know, as I said before, I didn't grow up in a lavish lifestyle.
Yep.
You know, so I didn't get to have a lot of shoes. So there was a lot of
was this a dream, right?
yeah, a lot of what are they called?
Doorstep. What do they call it? Like when you get doorstep.
Yeah, when you doorstep people.
I remember.
I used to have shoes that were way too big for me because I just took shoes that wouldn't fit me.
Man,
Sorry about that.
Do you
If
think-
I stole your shoes back in the day.
I wonder if people still leave their shoes at the door. Surely that
They do now, still a little bit.
Yeah.
Depends on how secure your building is.
depends what shoes you got as well,
Depends on
right?
the shoes you got. Yeah. My shit's in a fucking vault somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in a chastity belt, bro.
Yes.
Because you fucking love
Yeah.
it.
I do. I got like fucking vacuum sealed shoes and shit.
Yeah.
I buy multiple of the same pair as well.
So So the shoes get old, right? Like
Yeah.
the white gets old from it being exposed to air.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you bust it open, does it?
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay,
It's not. It's not. It's not like a. It's not like It's not like when sometimes when you freeze water and then you pull it out and then it interacts with the air and it immediately freezes.
Okay.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's like over time. That's why you're supposed to vacuum seal your shoes
Yeah.
and stuff.
Because I actually remember like when I was in LA, the first time I seen shoes with like not displayed as shoes, they had
Wrap.
they cling. I don't know if it was
They,
cling
they,
wrap.
they,
They
they
wrapped
shrink wrap
it.
them.
Yeah.
They shrink wrap them.
They did
Yeah.
that, and so you could actually have a look at the shoe
Yeah.
and like touch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because maybe everyone was just like
Grubby.
racking the shoes or
Grubby.
yeah.
Your hands are
probably,
grubby, bro. Yeah. But that's why shoe shops now have I think it's always the left shoe. Because so many people used
Is
to
it?
just I think it's the left or right shoe. You don't have a pair
Yeah.
ever because so many people just steal the shoe from there, and then there's another shop down the street who is selling the right pair.
Yeah.
They'd grab the
Actually,
right
I
pair. and
remember
shoe.
this mad story. Back in Blacktown days, one of the boys, Rose KGB, he was he had these fresh pair of TNs, and then I forgot whatever pair it was. But he'd like do insides in the train, and he had face spots on the shoe, right? Like a dot dropped on it, and then it just like spread.
Yes.
And then we were at, he's like, yeah, come with me, Foot Locker, or whatever. We were just at Foot Locker. And then he's like, that's a nice pair. It's the same one as I got. And then next thing you know, I'm just having a look at the shoes. And then he's like, look, I got new shoes. And he just swapped the one up there. Like, let's say he's a size 11. He's it's a size 12, but fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
And then he just walks out with a brand new left pair of shoes.
Full
That was-
paper towel.
that's the first time I saw that happen. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know it happened, bro. He's that good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Sneaker culture is a funny one, bro. It's different now.
Yeah.
It's completely different. It's all bots.
You know what's
and shit.
disappointing to me? The tailwinds, bro.
The new ones?
Is there new ones now?
Well, yeah, they
The
re-released
the
them.
last ones
The
that
last
came
ones that
out,
came
like
out. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
They're long. That's the problem with them. They're long. They're not like the old school ones were.
Like that fit,
they were,
man.
they were a different fit. Now it's thinner. Like,
Because I
if you
feel
think
like
about it-
even the Supreme
the
tailwinds,
Supreme
they look,
tailwinds.
the shape was different,
Yeah,
bro.
it's a different shape because it's thinner, so it's not puffy
Yeah.
like the old school tailwinds. Do you have old school tailwinds?
No.
Yeah, I've got a pair.
I remember the first ones I saw from you was a blue ones.
The blue ones, yeah, the white and blue ones.
Yeah.
The angels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
And then those ones died, real fast.
No,
No?
I've still
Or
got
you
them.
still got 'em?
I've still
Yeah.
got them. Yeah. I shrink wrap
But
them
the
too.
new ones, I swear, within 6 months, latest.
It's because of the the quality of Nike has gone down. Yeah, even yours that you have on now,
Hopefully they don't. Surely they'll.
I can tell by the
tip.
tongue.
Bro, you can't gather in these because
yeah.
like this will flop off, and then once they flop, bro, I tried super gluing it when I was younger. It's never the same.
You gotta get
You need to
Gorilla
get a
Glue.
new pair.
Gorilla Glue.
I tried that, bro.
Did you get the whitening one or did you get the normal one? Because the
Whitening.
normal one is like browning.
Nah, oh maybe
Is that
that's the one I
thing?
got.
Did you rubber band it?
Nah.
So that's what you're supposed to do.
No, maybe I rubber. Nah, I don't know. I can't remember.
You glue them and then you rubber band the shoe, and so
Shit,
it sticks
that's
to the
alright.
same.
Because
shape.
this is what I did. So I just put the glue on and then I just lent it on the wall like this. That's what I did.
bro.
And then I was like, and I probably gathered in it again. and then it fucking,
yeah.
Like when I was younger.
Yeah, no, that's
Man, that
not,
was
that's
funny,
not
yeah.
how shoes work. But Nike have different glues and stuff too. You're supposed to wear your shoes. That's why there's sole separation.
Wait.
Right? Like you know when the shoe separates.
Yeah.
The
But,
reason
like,
why
what
is
do you
'cause
mean
didn't
you're
wear
supposed to wear them?
You're supposed to wear them
Because if you
the-
leave it, if you don't wear them, it starts to crack. I remember.
It starts
Is that what
to
you
crack
mean?
because on an atomic level, the glue stagnates, starts
Okay.
to stop moving and stop working. It stops working.
just separate.
Right. So when you walk with your shoes on, the glue keeps meshing in, and it works.
So what do you do with your shoes? You rotate the whole fucking
I'll put a
collection?
fuck, bro. This is gonna make me sound like the craziest person, bro. But some shoes I'll do. I don't do it as much anymore, but I'll put a towel down on the floor,
What?
and then I'll
Wait.
put the shoes on,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I'll walk on the towel. So the sole,
Just at night time.
just like I'll walk around on the
Just
towel.
get home from work,
Yeah.
finish your homework, and then boom, towel
I'll
down.
just put the towel down and I'll walk around on the towel.
Shit.
I love shoes, bro.
Apparently, bro.
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah,
So what are these that we got on today?
I got the Keanu 20 Limoncellos. These are from...
What year? 2012?
These are...
I don't even know, bro.
I don't even know how old these are, bro. They're fucking old, though. But these are pretty rare.
I know. I've seen the price tag on them.
Yeah. Price tag's pretty high on these.
That's pretty high, man. That's like one of the highest I've seen for Asics.
Yeah. Yeah. I think at the max, they sold at 5 grand.
Damn, bro. Fuck.
Yeah.
Bro. You could buy like a Honda Civic or some shit with that, bro. Like
Yeah, I got 3 of these.
you got a 2-seater right there.
Yeah.
4-seater, whatever.
Yeah. This is, Alex always jokes that this is my retirement plan, my shoe collection.
True.
Yeah.
Wait, that one?
Huh?
Which
No,
Alex?
Alex Rusty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He always tells
Well,
me,
you
he's
know
like,
what?
bro, your shoe collection is insane.
You got like...
My collection's in the hundreds.
Yeah, that's fucked.
I got a lot of shoes, but I got multiples of shoes so I can wear them. So the last KN 20s that came out, I got 2 or 3 pairs, 3 pairs of them. So I wear one.
Yeah.
I keep one as a backup,
And then
I
you marry the
vacuum
other.
seal the other. No, I vacuum seal the other ones.
Yeah.
So I don't.
I remember those Keanu's that you gave me. Was it like
I gave you Keanu
16 or 14?
I gave you 14s.
They were a bit small. And
Yeah.
then you're like, take the insoles
Take
out.
the
So I
insoles
took
out.
the
Yeah.
insoles out and I chucked it on and it was like, my toes fit like this. And I was like, look, no one could see. And I was like walking around like, go to work.
But that was before the Keanu 14
Yeah.
wave that kicked in now.
Was it 14?
Was it a
I
14?
don't know. Maybe it was like 13 even.
I can't
I don't know. It was like a
But
a
that
bit
was
off number.
But
yeah.
that was before people were collecting Asics as
Yeah,
well.
that was sick.
Yeah, because you were like, bro, I want some Asics, and I was like, I'll give you a pair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I didn't know anything like I didn't know shit about Asics, bro.
Yeah.
It wasn't that big in the Blacktown area, I reckon.
Well, they're a gel shoe.
Yeah,
It was just jailbirds were wearing them. So if you weren't around or anything, or if you didn't know shoes a lot, then it wasn't a thing that was, because it was all TNs then.
yeah.
When
TNs, Tailwinds when it did come out.
Tailwinds when it came out, you know what I mean? But
I don't remember the TN3s.
TN3s, I don't remember them being big, but I think they would have been massive in like probably Europe.
Yeah,
You know, Europe has a big scene for that shit.
bro. Like I didn't know growing up that it was big in France,
Yeah, they're massive in France.
but
yeah.
in England it was 95s.
95s, yeah. They call
Too
them
chunky,
'cause
bros.
they I think they're called 135s in England because they used to actually
135.
I think because it's how much they were sold for.
Shit.
So shoes there, they weren't called 90s or 97s or ones.
Yeah.
They were called the Air Max and how much they were charged.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how they used to. That's how the English people do it. Yeah,
The Chavs.
the chavs. yeah. The OGs.
Oh, man.
The 95 has a funny story, bro, because the 95 is like the gangster shoe in America.
Yep.
The game mentions it in one of
Yeah.
his songs. I'll kill you if you
For my Air Max
95s, right?
And then
but
like Gucci Mane sings about raps about it
but
as well.
but the 95 was actually really interesting because in Japan they were actually banned when they were dropped.
95s.
95s. The reason why is because people were getting robbed for them. So there was signs in Japan where there was like with 95, like don't wear these shoes or
Wait.
you'll get robbed.
You get
Because
robbed.
people will go over there
Fuck
and just
off, really?
rob you for your 95s.
That's hectic.
Yeah. So in Japan it was like an outlaw shoe. Yeah.
Because like Japanese people were getting robbed for their 95s from other people.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was a
It was
gangster
the English,
shoe. Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. But yeah, bro, shoes are a wild thing, bro. You know, in I think it's in Jamaica, the gangster shoe there. Can you guess what it is?
Nah, bro.
The Clarks.
Really?
Clarks. They're a
Like
gangster
the
shoe in
ones that
Jamaica.
the teachers and dads
Yep.
wear?
Yep. Yeah. So the Clarks in Jamaica are the gangster shoe there.
Oh, but like there's actually some fresh Clarks.
Fucking earth there is.
Like
The
the-
Wallabies.
yeah, that
Wallabies are
one.
gangster as fuck. But the Clark over there, when they would do nightclubs, when cops would do raids, right? They would separate you by what shoe you wore.
No
So they would
fucking
separate you.
way.
They go, you're wearing Clarks, you got to come here. And there's a saying in Jamaica, I can't remember it specifically, but it means you can't. I won't bend my Clarks. So I'm not gonna crouch down to you. I'm not gonna
Shit.
get on my knees. It's
That's like a full
It's a
saying.
full saying in Jamaica.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. All different places have different things for shoes. It's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, but in Australia, it's just like Asics. It's not big anywhere else. In a way of notoriety.
Yeah.
With the whole like, it's not associated or synonymous with
Yeah.
gangster culture anywhere
Because like,
else.
man, back in the day, I used to see like the Fairfield boys and like Cabra boys,
Yeah.
like Asian boys. They'd have like the brightest
Yeah,
like green and
Yeah,
yellow,
yeah.
red and
They were probably
like,
Kinsai
like
5s.
the Kinsais. Yeah, what was
Kinsai
it like
5s.
the red one and I can't remember the full colorway, but
If they're red, black, white. If that's the case, it's Kinsai 4.
but there was the orange one with the blue. Was
Orange
it?
with the blue is Kinsai
orange
4.
with the blue.
Yep, that's the
and
Nicks.
then green with the yellow.
Green with the yellow is Kinsai
Five?
5s. They were
Yeah.
Aussie Golds. Yep.
Yeah,
Fuck, bro. I got a full fucking catalog
Those
in my
ones-
head of shoes.
those ones. No, you can't find them, man.
Nah, they're hard to
They
get.
need to bring that one back.
Yeah, I'd love to bring back the Kinsai 5. I'd love to. Yeah. Kinsai 6, actually. I'd like to bring... I talked to Asics a lot about bringing back the Kinsai
Yeah.
6. Yeah.
Bro, hopefully Edgil can make it happen for everyone.
Hopefully, fuck. A lot of people against it too, though.
Wait, what? Who, bro? Come on,
There's
tell
so
me.
many people who were like, "Oh, bro, don't bring back any of the OG ones because it'll lose its notoriety," and that's true.
Yeah,
It's
but
true.
the thing is, the history needs to continue. Like,
Well, the
there needs to
history,
be-
but the problem is,
it'll
bro,
end at that.
TN's the same thing. Bro, I saw a bloke in a suit wearing TNs and he wasn't going to court.
That doesn't.
What
make
the
sense.
fuck is that?
Where is he going to the suit
I don't
shop?
know, bro. I
No,
was
he's-
like, what's going on? Like, it's that culture's gone.
yeah,
It's the notoriety's gone for it.
but there's still people wearing that with the
course.
suits.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm going to court.
Oh,
and
yeah,
shit,
yeah. Well, no, but like,
But this guy wasn't going to court.
he's not. You can tell. You know what I mean? Like, you see a bloke and he's wearing a suit 2 sizes bigger than him because it's fucking.
You know what? Actually,
issued
I
for
might
him.
have seen like people getting married in TNs
Yeah.
in the suits
Yeah.
as well.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, if you wore TNs in the area that we grew up in, you
get
were-
rolls or some shit.
Well, the only people who could rock fresh ones are
Yeah.
people who
The
could
bad
keep them.
times. Yeah.
You know, if you couldn't keep them, then they were gone.
Yep.
That was the only people who could wear them. Now, you can see people. I see grandmas and shit wearing them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's the same thing.
Wait,
with-
like,
it's the same thing with
but Asian
Asics, bro.
grandma's been wearing TNs.
Yeah, they have been wearing TNs. The Dunlop ones. Have you ever seen the Dunlop
I've seen the
fakes?
Dunlop TNs.
Yeah, that's sick.
Alex had that. Alex Vellens.
Oh,
had
did he?
that. No, not the. Oh,
Did
maybe
he have the Dunlop
did.
ones? He probably did. He has
He's
the
got
craziest
everything,
shit,
and then
bro.
he had the Burberry ones.
Yeah, the Burberry ones.
the fake ones.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
got popular.
They were
Oh no,
expensive.
that got expensive. The
Yeah.
fake ones.
The fake-
Yeah, because you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
get it. I remember back in the day on like eBay, you'd see the Louis print, Gucci print TNs.
It's not a thing, but but people are now doing custom
Yeah,
I saw
but
some
it just
bloke
doesn't
doing
feel the same for me, bro.
Nikes and stuff.
If it's custom, it just doesn't feel the same. I'm not fully invested in it, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
But maybe I haven't seen it.
I like the
like
art form though,
firsthand,
bro.
probably.
The art form's very good.
Yeah.
You see people doing soul swaps of crazy shit.
Yep.
There's a guy from the UK that I'm friends with. I think he just goes by Soul Swap, and he soul swaps different shoes to different shoes. It's the most impressive shit you've ever seen, man. Some of them, that's like amazing.
But you know what's
shit.
impressive as well? Like, the guy Jonas
Kazan.
Kazan.
Yeah. Boy, he's a boy too.
doing hectic, like
Yeah.
Air Max,
Yeah.
Air Max Dave, everything
Yeah.
like
Yeah. He's from
comics and
Belgium.
shit. And same as Lugo,
I don't know Lugo.
Lugosis. You would have seen it, bro, for sure.
Lugosis. Oh yeah.
Bro, he's doing like
Yeah.
mad paintings.
Yeah.
Man, everyone like loves his shit, bro.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that guy's cool as fuck.
Yeah, it's good to see that like the street style
Yeah.
is like getting recognized
Yeah. My
by big
mate,
corporations.
my mate Arsinki or Razinki, he's from Ukraine, bro.
Yeah.
And he's doing all that crazy shit too. And he was there during all the wars, but he was still putting up during all the wars as well.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he'd
Like-
walk
like,
around
That's crazy.
like
Bro.
he was there fighting and shit.
Bro,
but he
who,
was chucking up.
Ronaldo even wore TNs.
Did he? Oh, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember he wore the
Was it in the
Veremas.
ad?
Not Verema. He wore the
As well.
ceramics in a TV ad. It was blue and orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, with silver veins. Because I follow that cunt as well, who who uploads all the things.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Yeah.
What's the page called? John's? No.
Oh, John's
Is that
John's curated.
Yeah, curated.
John's
yeah.
curated. Yeah.
That's a good page, man.
Great page,
Yeah,
bro.
like,
He's
bro,
the
like,
man.
he knows his shit.
He knows his shit.
And it's like he can predict. Well, I don't know. To me, it seems like he can predict it, like before shoes
agree.
come out.
Yeah.
How would he know? He got an insider, like full spy. Maybe he works there.
Bro,
Yeah,
there's
who
a lot
knows?
of spies in there, bro.
Wait, didn't you meet someone that created it? No, was that?
that created.
No, you met a shoe guy who designed.
Oh no, I
What
talked to
shoe?
Sean McDowell.
Okay.
Sean McDowell. I spoke to him on Instagram before, and he created the TNs.
Damn,
Yeah, and he messaged saying like, "I love your shit."
that's sick. That's so
Yeah.
good to hear.
He's like,
man.
"I've never seen anyone do it." And then Ortiz from he made the Air Max 1 Bacons. He used to own DQM, Dean's Quality Meats. It was a shop in New
DQM.
York.
I remember there was a MX 90s.
MX90.
Was it two
was
colours?
MX90 and MX1. Yeah, it was.
There was the 91 was the
Bacons.
bacon, but it's like a
Burgundy.
burgundy
Yes.
with like a cream color. I can't remember.
It was a
but
beautiful
yeah.
shoe, bro. But
That was a
the
good shoe.
cool thing about DQM was the shop was a full
Meat store.
it was a meat store. Yeah. I think I've told you this, where it was like when
I
you
think
walked
I've
in,
seen
it was
the
like
photos, but yeah,
it was
yeah.
like a.
Oh no, I don't know this.
It was like a. It had the streamers like a butchery,
That's hectic.
and then the shoes were in the thing where it was like, what's it called? Like the meat place, where you would put meats. It was just shoes. It was mad. Yeah, but
That
yeah, I've
sounds like a
spoken
mad
to him. I sent him a print too. He said he liked my shit. That was nice. But yeah, no. I've spoken to Sean before, and yeah. What the fuck are you? What are you looking at?
No. So, what countries have you been to, or would you like to go to?
I've been to Japan so many times. I don't know. Double digits now, I think.
You were going once every.
Once every few months.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, I was going with Marty
And you met
Horitoshi. Yeah,
the
sensei.
first. Yeah.
The Horitoshi the first. Yeah,
And
from
then-
Ikebukuro.
From there, you met the whole family.
Yeah. I didn't meet the whole family.
Oh,
but
not the
I've
whole
met
family,
I've
but
met a
whoever
bunch of
was
them.
there at the time.
Yeah. That's how
So
I met Ryoma.
Horishige.
Horishige. Yeah. He works at 7th Star in I can't remember where. I think it's 7th Star. But I met Tatsutoshi
Yep.
when he started his apprenticeship there.
Yep.
So when Tatsutoshi started his apprenticeship with Horitoshi Sensei, I was already at the shop with
Chilling.
Marty, kicking back, and that's where I met him.
Wait. So explain when you met Horitoshi.
Oh, bro, I was
What was it
fucking
like?
terrified,
What
bro.
was it like?
Scary.
Yeah.
Me and Marty went to Marty was booked his appointment, and then I was like, I'm coming, and then we went, and then we went to his shop, and if you've never been to Horitoshi's shop, it's in an apartment block, and the apartment block's full of tattoo shops.
Yeah. Wait, really?
Yeah, just full of tattoo
In
shops.
Ikebukuro?
Ikebukuro. Yeah. So like, there's like Tattoo Honey and a bunch of other stuff there. And we were just like going to random shops, bro, thinking that's Sensei's shop. So I was like, bro, I don't know which one's his shop. So I was just taking photos in front of random shops and shit.
Wait, because there's no signs?
There's
Or
no
was it
sign.
in Japanese?
Oh, we
There was
didn't
like
know
some
what.
in English, some in...
Well, I didn't know what shop he worked at. I didn't
Because-
realize it was private.
Because they're not like... Wait, were the shop fronts and everything?
No. It was in a building, and then when you walked into the building, there was shop names on the doors and stuff like that. But when me and Marty got to his sensei's door, we were like, "You knock." No, you knock, bro. No. Bro, I don't want to knock. You knock. And then we saw Horishige walking down, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Ah,
Shit, they got us.
Oh, shit.
they caught us.
this guy's gonna kill us." He walked towards us. I closed my eyes, thinking he was gonna punch me in the fucking neck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he actually was like a Mati-san.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, yeah. And then that's where we met
But
him.
how
I
did
sat
you
in the
know?
waiting room. I think because he probably only has one appointment.
or
You know what I
some
mean?
shit, yeah.
But we walked in there, bro, and the first time I went to Japan, I spent the whole shop in Sensei's waiting room.
So if people don't know, Horitoshi tattoos... How does he tattoo?
He does tabori.
Yep.
Yeah, he's one of the OGs. He's been tattooing for I think 50 or 60 years.
And did he do lines with...
He lines with the coil.
But
Lines with the
always?
coil. I think he has.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that.
And then shading and packing...
Everything tabori. Yeah.
Tabori.
Yeah. But yeah, as I said, I went to Japan. The first time I ever went to Japan, I pretty much spent it in a waiting room.
You loved it.
I loved it, bro. I sat there just sitting like this, falling asleep.
So wait, how long into your tattoo career were you...
I was 5 years
there?
in.
Yeah.
5 years in, and then that's when I realized, oh shit, I've been doing it wrong. Like
Yeah.
Japanese tattooing is like, because again, I saw it in real life for the first time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh
You
wow,
need to
okay.
It's like you need to see the whole
You need
thing.
to see the whole thing.
Like-
yeah.
Almost...
Yeah.
The composition is very important.
And then the second time I went to Japan, maybe 3 months later, I tattooed Horishige at Tokyo Hardcore. I did a cover up on his wrist.
Yeah, I remember like
I'm
asking
scared,
if you
bro.
telling me like, yeah, bro, like I tattooed Horishige and shit. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, in my head, I was like, nah, bullshit.
Yeah, I got my first Tabori tattoo done by him.
Yeah.
I got a Daruma doll by him. Yeah.
Give us a look.
Yeah, I did the. You can see that thing.
Yeah, hectic.
Yeah, I got that done by him. I think that might have been the first trip actually. I went and got tattooed by him, and then I met everyone at Tokyo Hardcore as well while I was there. The next time I went, I tattooed there. And yeah, I spent most of to this day, bro. I've been going to Japan for 10 years, right? And I'd never been at the back of his shop.
Like, wait, so there's a waiting room, and then it's
just like a waiting room, and then he tattoos, and then he's got like a thing there. And
so what's at the back?
It's like his bonsai plants and shit, bro.
That's what I see in Tatsutoshi's
yeah.
videos,
but fucking I went with my missus there 2 years ago. That's the last time I saw Sensei. And he was like, come have a look at the fucking my bonsai plants. And I was like, bro, I don't know, I can't cross this line.
Yeah.
You know, as a tattooer, you feel like you can't cross that line. My missus just goes straight through, bro, full on the balcony, first time she ever meets him. And I was like, fuck, man. And then he took me to, he has like a room that's just filled with books and like paintings and shit that you've never seen because they're not online.
Yeah.
And then he was showing me VHS tapes of tattoo conventions.
VHS.
And my missus was like, you should film this. And I was like, nah. I don't want this on the internet.
Yeah.
So there's stuff that I've seen
Yeah,
that
for sure. Some things like, it's just a
sacred,
invasion.
bro. It's sacred to me. It's sacred to me. Tattooing is very sacred. So I got to see things that no one else has ever seen. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not online.
Yeah.
It's really fucking cool, man. But yeah. I've also worked in New Zealand.
Yep.
I tattooed over there at the New Plymouth convention. Great fucking convention, bro. Have you been?
You did it. Did you do it the year after I went?
I don't know.
I'm not too sure. Yeah. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, it's mad.
I did it once.
I
It was a
love
very
it,
good
bro.
time.
I love New Plymouth, man. It's a really cool little city where there's like one bar. There's only
I think there's like
that
two,
Mexican joint, bro.
maybe.
There's
I
that
can't
Mexican
remember.
joint and then that actual bar.
I can't remember. It was such a blur. It was the biggest.
Yeah. That was
Bro, like I remember. I arrived in New Zealand. I was supposed to stay at Kapili's house.
Oh yeah.
We had a good time, and then next thing you know, like I was with Kyle.
Oh yeah.
I was with Kyle, and next thing you know, it's like, all right, he's like, Faisy, you ready? We gotta go to the convention now. I'm like, wait, what time is it, bro? And he's like, 9, bro. We
We're supposed
leave.
to be there.
No, like we gotta drive there and shit, like to set up. I'm like, how long is the drive? And it's like, well, I don't know, 3 hours or I don't know.
Bro, it's
how
like
long.
7, man.
Is it?
It's like 7
Bro,
hours.
I
It's
was
so
asleep
fucking
the whole
long.
time. Stasi was driving. It was funny.
Oh, true. It was so long because it's distance-wise, it's like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
But the winding roads that you gotta take, it's
Man,
like,
that was scary.
it takes ages, bro.
Yeah, but
New Zealand's beautiful,
very
bro.
nice.
New Zealand's beautiful place. Everything looks like a Microsoft desktop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the hills and shit.
Yeah,
it's
it
just
does.
like, it's beautiful, bro. Yeah.
So, do you have any messages to tell the future tattooers?
Oh.
Or well, like people thinking of getting into it?
Hard work gets you further than talent.
Yeah.
And also seeking work is more
Maybe
important.
Just pull the microphone closer. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
This? Getting work is more important than finding a style.
Man, it's hard to get work.
It's hard.
Right
It's
now,
hard.
like even for a lot of tattooers, it's hard to get work right
But
now.
in saying that, you can find a style and not have work.
Yeah.
So what's the
Yep.
fucking point?
Yep.
You can, like, Alex just did a podcast recently and he had a lot of good points. He said, you can find important things in every style that can relate to what you do.
Yep.
You can do tribal and learn how to do solid black for your Japanese wind bars or your contrast in your portrait.
You can do tribal and find a way to do contrast in the portrait.
Yeah, because you're doing solid black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're doing solid black. It's important to work more than to find your style. So many people hold this thing where they're like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this.
I'm only gonna do this.
I'm only
That's
going to
it.
do this. I want to do this. You know,
Yeah.
it's like no, you should just want to
Because you learn from all styles.
Yeah, fucking hell. You should. You will learn if you do script. You will learn if you do tribal. You will learn if you do fine
Yeah,
line.
and you'll learn that you can't tattoo on the knuckles with a 3, maybe. You know what I mean? Unless you're the best
And-
three-liner tattooer in the
Well,
world.
there's also the rule of you never do thin lines with black because it blows out. You're supposed to put water in it.
Yeah.
That's where you learn. That's what you learn from fine line.
Yeah, but
supposed to
and
do
then
it
heaps
dark.
of people did too much water.
Exactly.
It just takes
It's
time.
just a
You
drop.
need to figure
you
it
need
out.
to water it down. There's
Yeah.
things like that you learn. So that's the message. You should never be trying to seek a style, but you should be trying to do work to get better. Yeah, because I've what 15 years now. Fuck, I've been at this for about 15 years, and I only have been happy with it in the past 2-3 years. I'm not saying I did bad shit before, but 2 or 3 years was where I was like, okay, I think I figured this out. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's when I started figuring out my style. Realistically, like
15 years into it.
13 years in. But
Yeah.
then again, Reese Gordon has been tattooing as long as I've been alive.
Yeah, he
Literally.
actually said that.
Yeah.
He's like, never give up, bro. Like, I just found my style like
Well,
just recently, man.
He tattooed me 25 years in, and he said 25 years in, he found a better needle grouping.
Yeah.
He's been using the same needle grouping for 25 years, and he found something better after 25 years. That's why you hear people being like, oh man, I feel like I don't know where I'm at. Why am I not better? I've been at it for 2.
Yeah.
No shit, motherfucker. You shouldn't. No, there's anomalies.
Yeah.
But
I
those
remember
people-
you helped me out heaps, man, because I
Yeah.
was just thinking like, fuck, like I should be better, but I wasn't putting in the work.
You got to put in the
Yeah.
work, bro.
I wasn't putting in like the work behind the scenes.
Yeah. I'm not saying fucking do what I do and
Yeah.
draw till 7 a.m. But like, you should be drawing all the fucking time. Alex actually taught me this, which is really, really good. He said, don't, if you have free time, if just in case you had a cancellation, right, or a guy didn't show up, don't spend that time drawing your tattoo for the next day. Use that time like you're working. So you are always going to find time to draw that tattoo. So always just draw that tattoo when you get home.
Yep.
But in the time when you're at the shop, draw a new flash sheet or draw designs that you can sell that will come up to what you didn't make that day. Let's just say you had a $600 tattoo that you were supposed to that you were supposed to do. In the time that you were supposed to make $600, draw something that'll make you $600.
Yep.
Not the tattoo that you got, because you're always going to draw that home.
Yeah.
Always allocate your work time to trying to make
got
work.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best advice I ever heard.
Yep.
So now when I'm at work and I get a no-show or I don't have anything in that day or a cancellation, I'll spend that day drawing a flash sheet,
Yeah.
not my tattoo the next day, because I was going to do it at
So when
home
you're gonna
anyway.
draw, okay, you draw that.
I draw it at
Yeah,
home.
got you.
That's when I was going to do
So
it
you
anyway.
split it up.
Yeah, split it up. Always make your work time work time.
Yeah.
Don't make it easier for you.
Yeah.
Don't make shit easy for you.
Yep.
Make, the path of least resistance isn't always the best path anyway. So you're always going to draw anyway. You were always going to draw that tattoo. But yeah, that's my advice. If you can fucking shorten it.
Yep. Unfortunately, we've got to wrap up, bro.
Yeah, easy.
We're running out of batteries and shit.
Fucking plug it in.
Fucking hard, eh?
Yeah, that was fun, bro. Thank you for having me.
No, your first guest, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Easy, by the way. We're on the after hours in Chinatown.
Right,
Come
later.
down. All right, see ya.